Thank God it's
Friday. Weekend. Let's jump into my Chevrolet.
It's Friday. Oh, I love a good Friday because Friday on my channel is Fun Bags Day. And on today's video, ladies and gentlemen, now I have a couple of rollovers from yesterday that I might put out today because they're still newsworthy. They might not get as many views as my coverage on video games, but don't worry, folks. I'm not abandoning video games just to go back to my old and not so wicked ways. But today, Corinne Busche, your favorite cosplayer and mine, who left Dragon Age the Felguard and the BioWare crew and went, see you later, I'm working on destroying my next project. Guess what that's going to be? Baldur's Gate 4? Well, it might not be. So an exclusive from, I consider him a friend, Smash JT, although we've never spoken on Discord, and maybe one day we should probably do that. He broke an exclusive story last night regarding an insider from the very fabric that is the studio at Skeleton Key, I believe, who told him in an hour-long Discord phone call what's really going on with Corinne Busche and his new role at that studio.
Oh, baby, you know what I like.
watch this space.
The next half hour.
She brings you.
So 11 hours ago, of course, by the time you see this, folks, it'll probably be 16 hours ago. Exclusive, Corinne Busche is not working on Baldur's Gate 4. Well, not yet anyway. Wizards of the Coast insider exposes woke chaos and the mystery behind a cancelled Skyrim killer, which I did hear about years ago, to be honest, but to my recollection, there was never any concept trailers that were revealed, so it was just in word of mouth only. And boy, when I saw Jeff's video last night regarding this, oh man, this is something else. So Jeff actually started the article by saying that he had an opportunity to speak to an insider, someone that he can trust because he has spoken to them before. Corinne Busche is not working on Baldur's Gate 4. His insider confirmed directly, showing Jeff some wild emails and screen shares, which obviously he cannot share publicly or even try to replicate, because then the wording of those screen grabs and everything else could still point the fingers about who the leaker is over at WOTC. That Busche is currently instead working on a previously cancelled Dragons or Dungeons and Dragons project that is not BG4. The email that showed Smash JT was sent out to the entire company, but it referenced a project under its codename Dante. That game had been housed under Hidden Path Entertainment. Despite millions of dollars being poured into the failure, the game never progressed beyond early development, and Hidden Path Entertainment, as Jeff pointed out in his video, was a sort of medium-sized group of people that would walk in every day with a game they weren't working on, but getting paid to do absolutely nothing. And they were getting paid by WOTC, so I find that the best job ever. I mean, of course, if it was the Playboy Mansion, it would be the best job ever, which I would give in my soul to be in a job like that.
I could think of nothing better to do than watch Carrie Lee build her body, even though her body was, as far as I could see, already built.
And getting jobs of another kind as well. Now, WOTC is attempting to revive that particular game with Busche at the helm, raising some serious questions and concerns about whether Dante is being salvaged out of necessity or necessity rather than its once true potential. If Skeleton Key doesn't eventually try to rework the Dante project into Baldur's Gate 4, then Busche will officially not be leading the next BG installment. Instead, he would rather... the fact that Jeff keeps calling Corinne he makes me laugh ever so much. To resurrect a failed game, there is a lot of speculation from Jeff's insider with many moving parts and probably farts as well. As always, things can change. Take every leak with a hefty dose of scrutiny. Jeff, you've actually need to correct that, my friend. Take every leak with a heavy dose. That's D-O-S-E, Jeff. Not does, but too bad. This is going to be in a video. And grain of salt. I'm just passing the message from what I've heard to keep you up to date with the latest insights directly from the source. In this case, Heinz Ketchup. And again, Jeff broke this news yesterday on X, stating that Corinne Busche has been hired by WOTC. Actually, that's an old tweet from February the 3rd. Now, what's really interesting here is that there's talk about mismanagement and wasted resources. And of course, the studio is steeped in woke ideology. I know people probably get fed up with me even talking about this or raising this as a concern, but did you see my video yesterday regarding James Bond being usurped by Amazon? And now Jeff Bezos is putting out a call on Instagram as to who the next Bond should be. He won't listen to my suggestions, so stuff him and his big fat bald head. Now, from what Smash JT has researched, it all lines up adding that Corinne Busche to that project hot off the heels of Dragon Age the Veilguard massive failure. It's got to make you wonder who's making these critical financial business decisions. Oh boy, this is... Yeah, again, from this other part of the paragraph here, with that particular game they were working on, they wanted to make it as diverse as possible, because God knows that you have an RPG game where all the characters are Caucasian, but you're not allowed to race swap them. I mean, the whole point of an RPG is you can create the character that you want to. That's why Mass Effect, the original trilogy, was so awesome, because you can go absolutely crazy and do what you wanted to do with the character of male or femme shep. So this is Hidden Path Entertainment, who I've mentioned before in the article. And this reminds me of Back to the Future 1, where Marty McFly would look at his family photo and members of that family started to disappear. And believe it or not many of these people are there anymore who are working on Project Dante. So it's a bit sad to see, actually, and it makes you wonder why they left. I mean, if there's inner turmoil in the studio, well, you can work it out yourself, you pilgrims. And opens... Oh, yeah, that's the funny thing now. Their website has been running for quite a few years without any updates. So they weren't even hiring, but probably doing a lot of firing in the background. So take that, folks, with a pinch of salt or a pinch of scrutiny. But of course, folks, we got that god-awful Fable game coming out from Xbox soon, and I guarantee you that's going to be an absolute failure.
Massive weapons.
Wanker.
Straight out of the stables. And it's such a shame that the IT crowd's Richard Iowadi's in that as well. I thought that guy was pretty based. And maybe he got tricked or duped into being in that game. Maybe he's a video gamer but doesn't tell anybody. So it's a bit disappointing to see him in there, so God knows. But I think time will tell whether the momentum for Fable will be a good one or if it'll be a terrible one. And I digress, because this is all about Corinne Busche and the Wizards of the Coast. But honestly, when I see stories like this, and when you hear the talk about how China is the dominating force, I would say Japan, China, and then South Korea are like the three main pivots at the moment in terms of the video gaming world, where they actually are bringing customers over to play their games. And we, as people born in the West, are abandoning Western video games. And it's such a shame to say that, because back in the day, bro, it was a great time for me to walk into the Whitgift Centre in Croydon to the game shop and pick up the latest video game of the time. Are we going to see those days again? Maybe. as long as video games are still a physical resource we can buy and we can own and we can keep and not digitally download them, because that for me is just a waste of your time and money that you'll never ever get back. And on that one, folks, if you were me and if I were you, and yes, it's absolutely worth signal boosting Smash JT's articles, because as the guy said himself, he's not even a journalist, bro. He likes to research and write good stories that interest him and interest me. And I'll catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
I remember when Dragon Age Origins came out, playing that game, day one purchase. I love RPGs, and I'd never played anything like it. To be honest, it kind of blew my mind. It really felt like a step forward for the genre.
It's the things we love most that destroy us.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Dream of me. I'll make your dreams come true. Everything's possible with me.